We've all heard it. All religions are just different paths up the same mountain. It sounds tolerant, inclusive, and simple. These ideas promise harmony in a fractured world, suggesting every spiritual journey is equally valid. This vision, called religious universalism, claims all faiths share a common divine core and lead to the same ultimate reality. It's attractive in a culture that prizes personal choice, making it seem unkind to suggest one path is exclusively true. But is this what the world's religions actually teach? When we look closely at their foundational teachings, a very different picture emerges. The idea that all religions are the same is a modern Western invention, imposed from the outside, not discovered from within. To embrace this comforting lie, we must ignore the very claims that make each religion distinct, sacrificing truth for artificial harmony. Listening to the world's major religions, we don't find agreement but profound and irreconcilable differences. Their answers to life's biggest questions, the nature of God, humanity, and salvation, are not just different, but often mutually exclusive. For example, Islam insists on the absolute oneness of Allah, while Christianity proclaims a Trinitarian God. Hinduism recognizes many gods or sees everything as divine, while Buddhism is non-theistic. Their diagnoses of the human problem and solutions are just as contradictory: sin and grace in Christianity, submission in Islam, enlightenment in Hinduism, and nirvana in Buddhism. These are not different descriptions of the same journey. They are fundamentally different paths with different destinations. The Christian seeks restored relationship with God, the Muslim seeks paradise, the Hindu seeks union with Brahman, and the Buddhist seeks nirvana. To claim these are all the same is to ignore and disrespect what each faith holds most sacred. The world's religions are not climbing the same mountain, they're on entirely different journeys. Amid these conflicting worldviews, Christianity stands out with a unique claim: Jesus is not just a teacher or prophet, but God himself, in human flesh. No other major faith claims its founder is the very God he reveals. Christianity teaches that humanity is separated from God by sin, and only God's intervention, through Jesus' death and resurrection, can bridge that gap. The resurrection is not just a symbol, but a historical event that anchors the Christian faith. Other religious founders remain in their graves. Christians claim Jesus' tomb is empty. Jesus declared, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." This is not a claim of arrogance, but the explicit teaching of Jesus. He leaves no room for other paths. This claim is either the greatest truth or the greatest falsehood. There is no middle ground. To follow Christ is to accept this singular, exclusive claim. In our culture, sincerity is often mistaken for truth. But sincerity doesn't make something true. A person can be sincerely wrong, with tragic consequences. Believing poison is medicine doesn't make it so, no matter how heartfelt the belief. Truth is determined by reality, not by the intensity of our conviction. If Jesus is truly the only way to God, then sincere belief in another path cannot change that reality. Sincerity matters, but it must be directed toward what is actually true. Christianity invites scrutiny, offering historical claims and a worldview to be tested. Sincerity alone is not enough. Truth is essential. Universalism claims to honor all religions by declaring them equally valid, but this is a profound misunderstanding. Telling a devout believer their faith is just one of many paths dismisses what they hold most sacred. It's not respect, it's a condescending flattening of deeply held convictions. True respect means listening to what others actually believe, not what we wish they believed. The early Christians refused to call Jesus just a way and faced persecution for insisting on his uniqueness. They did this not out of arrogance but out of conviction and love for truth. Universalism, by ignoring real differences, dishonors the very distinctions that give each faith meaning. Honest disagreement is more respectful than pretending all beliefs are the same. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus spoke of a narrow gate and a narrow road leading to life. Few find it. This isn't the language of universalism, but of loving warning from the one who claimed to be the gate himself. True love tells the truth, even when it's hard. The exclusivity of Christ is not arrogance but God's loving provision for a lost world. Christians don't claim superiority, they claim Christ's sufficiency. The message is not "we are better," but God has made a way for all through his Son. The idea that all roads lead to God is a dangerous lie, lulling us into false security. The most important question is not, are all paths valid, but what is the truth? Christianity answers with a name, Jesus, the truth, the life, the narrow gate. This is not hate, but the ultimate message of love, a love willing to be nailed to a cross to make the way possible for all who believe.